Hello everyone. Welcome to my Facebook Live video. Tonight I am going to show you how you can do what's called simple stamping. Simple stamping is just stamps, ink, and paper. Nothing else. You can make some beautiful creations with simple stamping. If you're interested in seeing other simple stamping ideas, you can search for hashtag, I just knocked over my stamp, sorry about that, hashtag simple stamping, and you will see many examples on different social media platforms. So feel free to check those out. Be sure to say hi whenever you log on so I can say hi back to you and see what everyone's doing this fine, cool evening. I don't know about you, but I love cold weather, so this is my kind of weather. I am looking forward to it. I love hoodie and jeans weather. That is my absolute favorite. So I want to point out that 15 of our papers for Stampin' Up! Are on sale through the end of the month, 15% off. That's a great deal. So very excited about that. I have stocked up on my papers, so I am fully papered out right now. So tonight we're going to be making some cards with this beautiful stamp set called Snowflake Wishes. And it is from our current mini catalog, the August to December 2020 mini catalog. Used to be called the holiday catalog, now it is called the mini catalog. There will be another one coming out in January. Got some absolutely beautiful products. I have been having way too much fun creating things. Okay, maybe not way too much fun, but I wanted to show you the Snowflake suite, and it would have been smart had I actually marked the page, but I did not. So let me quit trying to find it. You know what? I'm going to show you how you can find it. So if you go to the back in the index, there we go. Okay, the back of the catalog has all the different stamp sets. And I can see it says Snowflake Wishes stamp set right there, page 38. So I like that it's not just a words index, it actually has pictures, and that makes it way more user-friendly. So I want to go back to page 38. Okay, here we go. Ta-da! Not that one, but that is a pretty one. All right, so this is the Snowflake Splendor suite. A gorgeous suite. Many beautiful creations can be made with this. I have made quite a few myself already. It includes the stamp set, the dies, this beautiful winter snow embossing folder, which I have been enjoying, the balmy blue glimmer paper, which I just got and have not cut into yet, the blue adhesive backed gems, which are even more beautiful in person, and I'm going to show them to you because they are amazing. It also includes the Snowflake Splendor ribbon. So can you see how shiny these are? Yeah, so pretty, so pretty. Oh. And what I do on the back of my card is I write what catalog it's from, its number in case I need to order some more, and the colors that coordinate with it. And this is Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. This is Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. So those are the blue adhesive backed gems is what they're called. The Snowflake Splendor ribbon is gorgeous. Let me see if I can grab it here. I should have earlier. There it is. Found it. We will not be using it this evening, but I wanted to show it to you. It is very iridescent, shiny, and it's very thick. So it's easy to work with, and it just adds a little bit of sparkle to any of your projects, and it is beautiful. The star of the show, in my opinion, is this gorgeous paper. So I want to show you each of the patterns. There are 6 different patterns, and they are double-sided. They are a watercolor. Now, I'm only going to show you this little piece of this one because I realized this is all I have left of this one. This is apparently my favorite piece from the set. So this is all I had left of it. But what I like is the beautiful watercolor washes And my favorite color is blue, and my second favorite color is purple. So this paper is right up my alley because it has all blues and purples, and it is gorgeous. So that is one piece of it. Here's another. So each side is completely different, and these were made by the artists at Stampin' Up design team. This one is our mint macaron. It's kind of a greeny color. This is probably my favorite side of it, with the Pacific Point blue and the mint. Love this one. So depending on where you use the paper, it might be more mint, it might be more blue. Either way, it's gorgeous. This one doesn't have any snowflakes. It's just a watercolor wash with some little speckles and splotches in it, and it's all 100% gorgeous. Another mint, and I believe, you know what, I'm not going to say what blue that is because I don't know off the top of my head if it's a balmy. I haven't used this piece yet, so I don't know. A little bit of Highland Heather in here. And our last piece has more of the Pacific Point and Night of Navy. And again, the back has no snowflakes. It's just a watercolor wash with some splotches, totally random. And it makes a beautiful background. Okay, so those are the 6 different papers that are in the Snowflake Splendor DSP pack. Now, some of you are like, what is a suite? A suite is just simply one number that you can use that will get you one of everything. So let's say you don't want one of everything, you just want the stamp set and the dies and paper, then you would enter this number and this number. The advantage to buying the stamps with the dies is you get 10% off, which is good. So I like that the catalog also lists all the different colors here that are used in the paper. Again, purples and blues. Okay, so we're going to get started. If you would like to order anything, be sure to go to stampinup.com and search for me as your demonstrator. And if it asks you for a host code, be sure to enter this. If your order is $150 or more, you will get your own host code benefits called Stamping Rewards. It'll be at least 10% of your purchase. If it's under $150, please use this code. All right, but I do thank you for joining me. So this is our lovely stamp set, Snowflake Wishes. Now on the case, they look kind of small because its image is at 70%. There are so many stamps in this set that they couldn't fit them all on the front at 100%. So they made it 70. So let me open it. So it's actually, they're photopolymer, which means they're clear. And there are 2 different packages of them. Now, some of them are missing because those are the ones we're going to use tonight. So yay. Okay. So that is the lovely stamp set. Now, it also comes with dies, which we are not using tonight. But I want to show them to you because, you know what? Honestly, I haven't even used them yet. I just got them the other day. I can't wait, though. So this one here, I've seen lots of people use. Can't wait to use that one. And there's 2 snowflakes in here. And then more snowflakes, which you can layer on top of each other. Now, why are these hollow? Because they actually cut out the stamped images. And these are by themselves. They just look gorgeous. Actually, no. This one is a, you put it on the piece of paper and it's more of a, I think it's called negative stamp. That one will layer beautifully with these 2 though. All right, well, let's get started. So tonight I'm going to show you how to make some cards if all you have are a stamp set, 1 ink pad, and 1 color of paper. And this is my creation. So let me zoom in just a smidge. And I hit the wrong button. That's my ceiling. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Yes, it's gorgeous. All righty. So I'm using my Night of Navy ink pad. I'm going to use this stamp. this little stamp. And my greeting, Snowflake wishes for a Merry Christmas. So I've already got them on my blocks. So they are ready to go. Let me get my supplies out over here. And I love that this is like the shortest supply list in the world. Are you ready? Look at that. You need 3 pieces of paper. That is it. A card base of your color. So whatever color you have, if you only have 1 ink pad, great. Use it. Or, just a piece of paper. If you're working on not very many supplies, it's good to just start with 1 color. Start with your favoriteest color in the world. And then a white layer. And that is it. So I'm going to show you how to do this one. All right. Another very vital piece of equipment in the stamping world is a foam mat to stamp photopolymer stamps on. So it makes a nice impression. All right, so I've got my card base. I'll set that aside. I don't need that yet. I need 1 of my Whisper White layers. Now, to protect my work surface, I'm just going to put a piece of grid paper behind it. You could use scratch paper, whatever you'd like. But I know that I'm going to stamp some images off my paper a little bit. So I want to make sure that that it doesn't get on my foam pad. Let me move this up so you can still see. In case you're stamping along with me, that'd be awesome. All right, so Night of Navy stamping pad here. Now, I don't want all of my stamps, all of my snowflake images super dark. I am going to do something called stamping off, but you know what? I better do my greeting first. My Snowflake wishes for a Merry Christmas. All right, and this grid paper is super, this as straight as I possibly can. Press down with firm, even pressure. There we go. Let's set that over here. Now I will take my snowflake and I'm going to do what's called stamping off. I'm going to put on my scratch paper, then I'm going to put one up here in the corner. See how there's a little bit of a color difference there? Again, I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to put one here-ish. I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to put one here-ish. And then I do want one that is full strength. So that one's going to go up here. So don't stamp off for that one. So there's a little bit of color variation. All right, now I'm going to take my little one and do the same thing. So I am going to do one full strength and I'm going to put it right there. And then I've already stamped off, so it's ready to go for the second. Which, you know what, let's just put it over here. And I do want one that is 3rd generation, is what that's called. So I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so you can see that it looks like I've used different colors, but I have not. It's the same ink pad. So you really just need one ink pad to start with. You don't have to have 8,000 supplies to make a card. Just have to have a few. And an imagination, which hopefully you have. Okay, and I think I want one more big one down here-ish, so let me get that one back out. Stamp off, and I think it's going to be right here. Ooh, yes, yes. And I think, you know what, we're going to do another full strength one down here. Change it up. Okay, so there's my card front. Using one ink pad, one stamp set, and one color of cardstock. Okay, so I'm gonna set that to the side because now we need to do our middle. So I have another, see how it says ×2? I have another Whisper White layer that I'm gonna put my middle greeting on. And our stamp set, love it, says, in the coldest moments of the year, my heart is warm because you're near. So that's what I'm going to put in the middle of my card. So this will be sent to someone that I see often. I don't know who yet. When you are inking up a stamp, you want to tap, 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 not smush, 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 smush. So when you stamp, there should not be ink all the way around your stamp. That means you've pressed too hard, and you don't want to damage your ink pads. And it could stain your stamp too. So just do it a little bit. I'm gonna give it one more stamp and tap. Okay, so I'm gonna get this as straight as I can. All right, firm, even pressure, and straight up and straight down. Well, straight down, then straight up, I guess. And that is it. That is it for this card. We just need to assemble it. A very elegant, simple card, and quick to make. You could just make tons of card fronts and then stick them on, and you've got a bunch of cards made in no time at all. Okay, so I'm gonna fold this in half. I already scored it, so that makes it very easy. Take my bone folder, press it down in the middle so that the card stays much more flat. Okay, so I'm going to take my liquid glue, my Tombow multi-purpose adhesive, and I'm going to do a crazy little bit of glue. Sometimes if you use too much glue, it will show through on your white layers, and I should have got a new glue, but I did. There we go. Okay. I don't want to go all the way to the edge, but do you see how little bit of glue I'm using? Not a lot, not a lot, not a lot. And I could do just a little fancy swirl in the middle. Okay. Now, how do I get my card straight? When you are putting your card down, I'm right-handed, so I kind of tilt it to the side like this. I am going to look at 3 sides, and I am going to make sure that all 3 of those sides are pretty equidistant from each other. And then I hold it with my fingers here. I'm not letting go with my other hand yet. And I carefully drop. Do not press yet. See how it's not quite the same over here. So I'm going to, hopefully, slide it over just a little bit, not too much. There we go. And then I can press, only press down once you are sure that that is how you want it. Then I will press down. And there we go. Don't need a lot of this green glue, as some people call it. So for my middle. Now, if you wanted to get extra fancy, yes, we could have put more snowflakes around. That is okay. If you want to do that, have at it. This is a simple card. Stamps, ink, paper. That is it. No ribbon, no gems, no designer series paper, no embossing, no die cutting, just the basics. Okay, so that is our card, but okay, I want to make it a little more fancy. So I'm going to turn it over to the back. I'm going to get my ink pad back out. Also going to put the lid on my glue. I'm going to get that big snowflake that we used earlier. And I am going to put 1 snowflake, tone on tone. The Night of Navy ink on the Night of Navy cardstock. And I hope you can see that. I didn't realize there's a scratch on my paper right there. So just gives a little extra something. Of course, you could sign your name back here too, made by. All right, so there is our beautiful, simple card. But I like to do a little something, something with the envelope. Now on this envelope, I used a different stamp, and I didn't particularly like it all that much. So we're gonna do something a little different. We are going to take that big stamp again. We're gonna put it right here by the recipient's name, just to make the envelope a little more fancy. Just a little bit. Oh, you know why that happened. Let me show you. Here's why that happened. I did not use my foam mat. So, let me try that again. Good thing I've got another envelope right here. Get my foam mat. Let's not forget that. There we go. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay. There we go. Gotta remember, use your foam mat for when you use photopolymer stamps. So there we go. Always put the lid on, always put the lid on. So here's the one I made earlier, and here's the one I just made. Apparently my dog here is up here. Thanks for sharing, Elvis. Okay, so 2 very beautiful, simple cards. Did not take long to make, using just stamps, ink, and paper. But now I'm going to show you another version of this beautiful card. Put those up there. All right, and take that away. Next, a little more complicated, but still just using cardstock, inks, stamp set, plus this DSP, that stands for Designer Series Paper. And here is what I've made. One of my absolute favorite colors is blue, and I love our Pacific Point blue. And there's lots of Pacific Point in this particular piece of paper, so I decided to feature this piece of paper with the Pacific Point. Now again, I didn't use anything but paper, stamps, and ink. Okay, so you do see there's a little bit more to it, but, and I want to show you the inside too, it's not any harder than the other one. What? A little pop of that paper on the inside is kind of a surprise. Okay. All right, so I'm still using the same greeting as before on the front. I'm using a different color, but the same greeting. And on the inside, I'm also using the same words, but by adding that little tiny 1-inch strip of the Designer Series paper, it just makes it even more beautiful. And it's 1 inch, and those are 12 by 12 pieces of paper. So you can make quite a lot of these, just this design with that. Ooh, I should figure out how many that would make. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. So let me show you how to make this one. So I'm going to start with my card base, which in this particular case, I chose Pacific Point. Get all my bits and pieces here. And I've scored it down the middle at 4 1/4. I have a Whisper White. Oh, I have 2 Whisper White layers, so I want to make sure I use the right one. Okay, here's my Whisper White layer. That is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. That is going to be a matte layer. Okay, going to be a matte layer. There we go. Okay, and this is going to be our inside. All right, there's my paper. So we just build it up. This is also going to be on my inside. And then this is 1 1/4 by 4, and then this is 1 by 4. So after I'm done stamping it, I will lay it on there like that, and then lay it on there like that, and just something simple like that, and it just dresses it up even more compared to no layers and no Designer Series paper. So I need to get my Pacific Point ink this time, not my Night of Navy, because that would look bad. All right, so also going to show you one of my absolute favorite products. It is ugly and disgusting, but that's because it is well loved. This is my Simply Chamois. You can tell I use it a lot. And it's so easy to use. So I'm going to clean my stamps that I used. Just clean, clean. Doesn't take much, and I don't know how it does it, but I'm so glad it does. You can see. Sometimes if I get ink on my hand, I'll just do this. And they are 100% clean. So you'll see mine's a little stained though. I don't know if you can see that. Sometimes the photopolymers stain, and that's okay, they still work. All right, so let's get started. We are not doing a ton of stamping because our beautiful Designer Series paper is doing most of the work. We just need to stamp 1 here on our strip and then 1 in the middle. But again, can't forget our foam. Don't forget your foam mat there. All right, lay that there, get my stamp. Go ahead and get my Pacific Point ink on there and get it as straight as I can and as centered as I can. Remember, straight down and straight up. And oftentimes if they're little like that, they will stick, and that is okay. Just gonna get in there, hold it down, and take it straight off. Okay, so there's that one. Now when I stamp my middle, I want to do something a little bit different. Because I'm going to have this piece of paper on the inside, I don't want to just guess where I need to put that. So I'm going to lay it down here so that I can get it in the center of this area. And why I'm not gluing it on yet is just in case I make a mistake and don't stamp correctly, then I haven't also wasted this piece of designer series paper. So, because, you know, sometimes you don't stamp correctly. You make a mistake. All right, so center-ish there and straight down, a little press, hold your paper and straight up. But hey, that looks all right to me. So now I will go ahead and glue that strip on that one. But before I close my ink pad, I'm gonna go ahead and get another envelope. Okay. And then I'm gonna decorate it the exact same way. I'm just gonna put a snowflake right there. Okay. So the recipient will be like, wow, it's a fancy envelope. Okay, there we go. So now I can close my Pacific Point ink pad, one of my absolute favorite colors. I love this blue. Love it. Okay, I can get rid of this now. And basically, we're just assembling the card at this point. That's it. This is super strong glue, so please keep that in mind. You do not need a lot. You do not want to glop your paper full of glue. You want to make sure that you just put a little bit on, not a lot. And I'm going to get it as centered as I can. If it's not perfect, it is okay. All right. I like to feel on the edges that they're even and adjust it if it's not, but it was, so I'll leave it there. All right. Oh, aren't both sides just gorgeous? I do love that side. Okay. And that is why I only have a little tiny piece of this paper left, because I have apparently used it all. Probably ought to order some more. There is that paper sale going on until the end of the month. This is one of the papers that is on sale. All right. Lay it down, and there we go. And before I glue it on here, I do want to go ahead and give it a good crease with my bone folder. There we go. Let's glue that down there. Don't know why I like to do a fancy curly Q in the middle, but oh, just fancy. All right. See how there's a little bit not even? So now, because I use glue, I can slide it down just a little bit. But if I had pressed it already, there's no way I could slide it. So now I like its placement. So then I'm gonna press it down so that the glue can absorb into the paper fibers and make it stick together. Alrighty. And I don't know how, but my fingers have turned blue. Don't know how that happened, but you probably saw it. I'm probably like, hey, but I didn't see it. All right, so I'm gonna put it on the edge of my designer series paper because it's the same width. And there we go. There's the front of my card. Now for the middle of my card, it's easy. Stick this on here. I think I want it like this. I think I want this near the top. Again, that is up to you. You do you. All righty. So again, if you want to take a screenshot of that so you can make it later. Super simple. 2 cards that are super simple that only use stamps, ink, and paper. And that is it. I like to make sure it's even. And once it's even, then I press down. Same thing, just a tiny bit of glue, not much. Don't want it showing through your paper. All right, so I look at 3 sides and make sure they're even. Then I let it go. Don't press down yet. Give it I think I want it to come this way just a little bit so I can slide it because I use glue, and I can press down. All right, and there we are. So now these 2 cards aren't exactly the same because the paper has been cut in different ways. I mean, these are the same, well, I don't know. Anyway, so because I used designer series paper that has random patterns, they're not going to be exactly the same, but they're pretty close. Now, how do I get my papers exact? This is our lovely Stampin' Up! Trimmer, one of the best investments you can make if you are a crafter or a card maker. This makes perfect even cuts. I think I've cut up to 3 different layers of Whisper White at the same time when I'm doing a bunch of bulk cutting. Great, perfectly straight, love it. The arm extends if you need to cut longer than 6 inches and snaps back down. It also has the scoring blade, which since I got this trimmer, I do not use my scoreboard at all anymore. I do all my scoring right here. For those of you like, what's a score? When I cut this, I use the score to make an indentation in the paper. It just kind of bothered the paper fibers enough that it made folding super easy. All right, so now because I do like to bling things up, I'm gonna use these. I'm totally gonna use these. So we're gonna put a few of them on one of these cards. I think that'd be best. We'll just put one on here. All right. So I'm going to get my pokey tool, and I think what I'm going to do is put some of them in that center and that center and that one. I'm going to use the smallest size. So you just pick it up with your pokey tool or the pokey tool on the, this is called pick your tool. Currently I have the scoring stylus on, so that's why I'm using this one because I didn't feel like changing my end. All right, so I'm gonna stick it right here in the middle. What? Get another one. Put it right there. Oh my goodness. So pretty. Okay, yeah. All right, so you see the difference, just a little bit of shine, a little bit of shimmer that those 3 little gems add. Still a very basic card. So, okay, this is completely simple stamping, stamps, ink, paper. And this is just a little bit more with the gems on it, which I think is gorgeous. And of course, well, blue is my favorite color, so yeah, I probably would think it's gorgeous. You can see how they sparkle and shine. See how they sparkle. All right, so beautiful card. All right, so thank you for tuning in tonight. Let me just recap here with my cards that we made this evening. We made those and these. And again, we just decorated our envelope very simply with a snowflake using the Snowflake Wishes stamp set. We did not even use the dies, just the stamps and some of the designer series paper. So again, if you're interested in purchasing any of these items, check them out at stampinup.com and use this host code if your order is less than $150. If it is more, you are going to earn yourself some Stampin' rewards in free product. And again, thank you. If you could go ahead and hit the like button on Boxstar Stamping, so that way you can follow me and I can start to build my business page. I'm so excited. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all later.